It's Sunday and you've given up your day to come along, so thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. So my name's Linda and I'm the Centre Director at OnCampus UK North. I will tell you a little bit about our centre today. I will keep you guessing so that you will want more information and ask questions, but I will tell you a little bit about us and also the route through to pharmacy. I know that you're particularly interested in pharmacy. So just on my first slide there, I've slipped in a photograph of the centre of the campus of UCLan in Preston. And the reason I've done that is because we've got some new buildings there, and this is the student centre. So it belongs to the students. There is a small reference area, but it's 4 floors. You have the refectory, you have the information booths. It's there for you. And when I'm meeting colleagues at UCLan, we'll often meet in here because it's a lovely environment. And when the weather is good, they have the rooftop garden. And students can go and sit in the rooftop garden. And some students find the fresh air more beneficial to their thinking. So we've a rooftop garden there, and we've also a rooftop garden just over here in our Oasis Centre, which is a spiritual centre, a multi-faith spiritual centre for students to go along, and we have priests, imams, rabbis on a rota. The natural religions, you can go there, you can meditate, you can do a little bit of yoga or sit in the rooftop garden. Now then, this is the large engineering building. You won't be studying in there, and the media. And then this building here is where we're based. So you're very much right within the heart of the campus and Preston. And the church here is actually the UCLan Arts Centre. So they bought the church and converted it into an arts centre. And there are lots of other buildings around. This is the library. It's open 364 days a year, not 365, 364, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 364. It shuts on Christmas Day only. And for students that are still with us over the Christmas period, then the student union organises events for you and a big Christmas lunch on Christmas Day. So that's a little bit about physically where you are. And then on this side, we've got the city. And on this side, we've got the football, Preston North End. So you're right in the middle of it. Okay? So let's start by looking at the advantages of studying in the UK, because we know that you're sat here and you're thinking now about that next step. It could be America, it could be Canada. So why the UK? Well, one thing the UK does give you, it gives you that access to wider diversity and international cultures. And at UK North, last year, we had 43 different nationalities. Now that in itself is an education, okay? And that is worth a lot of added value there. If you're studying any of our medicine or allied healthcare, then your practical training will be within our National Health Service. We're very proud of the NHS, even though we're struggling a little bit at the moment, but it's a service that is extremely patient focused. So again, that becomes a key part. Can everybody say okay? A key part of your training, that training to be patient focused. So we don't see gender, age, skin colour, bank balance, ethnic origin, not interested. We're very patient focused. And that is because as a nation, we are multicultural and diverse. And that diversity comes within our community and also the National Health Service. So you will train and you'll fit in very well with our National Health Service. And then, of course, we know that studying in the UK university gives global recognition. Everybody around the world knows the UK universities and what the UK education system gives you. Okay? So now just a little bit about OnCampus UK North. These are the 5 pathways that we offer. Now, as potential pharmacists, you're actually going to be studying in our life science pathway. However, I did mention the multicultural and diverse nature, so you will be integrating with students from our other pathways. And again, this is that added value and that joint respect that you get. So all 5 pathways will all be sharing the same classrooms. If you need English, you're all sharing the same English tutors. We have events where students come together. All the pathways together. You are students together. Okay? So, pharmacy, what are you going to study? This is going to be on your timetable. You're going to have 6 hours of biology, 6 hours of chemistry, 3 hours of skills, and 2 hours of interview preparation. Okay? Everybody gets that. And the interview preparation is put on your timetable and is compulsory. And that's because even if you are wonderful at academics, you still have to pass an interview. You have to have a successful interview, okay? And sometimes our international students can worry more about the interview than they do about their academics. So we take that worry away from you, okay? And your skills tutor will work with you each week to help you develop those skills that you're going to need when you sit there in front of the university. And you'll be able to speak confidently about your qualities and your skills because we'll have worked through with you so that you identify them and you can talk very confidently about them. So they're compulsory on your timetable. Now, you need an IELTS 6.5 to progress through to pharmacy. Okay? So if you have not yet achieved a 6.777, sorry, I've got nursing in my head. You need an IELTS 7, that's my mistake. So if you haven't yet got that 7, you will also have 6 hours of English on your timetable, okay? So we have the Octo on-campus test of English, okay? So you need the IELTS to arrive with us, but the Octo you can have to progress. And our exam sits every term. And you're entitled to 2 sittings. In the UK, you're entitled to 2 sittings of every exam. The original sitting and then a resit. You're entitled to that. So if you join us in the first term and both yourself and your tutor decide, actually, you've got a good chance of achieving that exam this term, they'll put you in for the exam, and if you pass, then that comes off your timetable and you're 6 hours less each week, okay? If you do not pass the first time, that's fine. You use that as the practice. And then your second attempt you can take in term 2 or even term 3. There is no rush. It's up to you. And we even have students that will take the exam, pass it, and ask us, can they still stay in English? That's fine too. You know, not all students do that, I have to admit. But nevertheless, it's very flexible. So you can take your exam in term 1 and 3, 1 and 2, or 2 and 3. Whatever suits you. Okay?
I have a questions.
Go on then.
You first.
What about skills? What do they
Oh, the skills. Okay. So in our skills module, that's when you go into the lab. And it's a very practical module. So you'll be undertaking experiments, and then you'll be looking at the results, and then you'll have to write up those results. So you'll go into the labs a couple of times throughout your studies, and actually one of your exams is in the lab. So you will have a laboratory assessment, okay? And it's very much about those skills that are required to work in healthcare. So, for example, the labs, and also how do you draw a graph? How do you interpret a graph? Let's be fair, when you're in healthcare, you're going to be working from graphs and statistics. So that is what skills is about.
We use university facilities.
We do indeed. We use UCLan's actual laboratories for the skills session. We're very much a part of UCLan. And when I explain to you about progression, I'll tell you a little bit more about the close relationship we have with UCLan. But absolutely, I showed you that picture right at the start. Those buildings are used by UCLan students as well as you. So you're very much a part of the university. From the minute you enroll, that day you enroll with us, you become a UCLan student. So we use their teaching rooms and we use their labs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why not mathematics? Why do you not teach math?
Because part of the pharmacy course involves medical statistics and medical maths, they call it. And it is very much about maths. The statistics is that is really the sum total of any of the maths. It's not heavily focused on maths.
Yeah. So do you so at least teach calculations? Because in some other universities, during the interview, there's a calculation part. So.
Yes, but that comes through in the skills module when you're in the laboratory. And it's quite interesting, when you watch the students, because some students they'll say, I'm not good at maths. I'm not good. What they're actually saying is, I'm not very confident at maths. It's not, I'm not good. I'm not confident. And what this skills module does, you're that focused on the experiment because it is fun. I mean, you cut up sheep's hearts and things, and it's interesting, and that's what you're focused on. When you're writing your report, you don't realise you're using maths. You don't realise, because actually you're that focused on the experiment. So it's not that you're not good, just not confident. Yeah? Does that answer the question?
Okay. How about this, biology and chemistry? What kind of level is it? Is more like A levels?
A level, absolutely. Our foundation program is a level 3, which is an A level. So you're studying at A level. We're all familiar with the A level?
No.
No.
Instance A levels.
Okay.
British high school.
Yeah. Final year, British students, final year. And that really is what the foundation program is about. It's about bridging that gap so that when you progress through to university, you are there at that level 3 with home students. And I know that because I used to teach at high school for year 12 and 13. So I know that level, and that's what this is.
Yeah. How about the pass rate and then so the required grade to pass your foundation? 65.
65. However, it's going up to 70%. You're going to need 70%. You're going to have to be focused students. You are coming over to learn. And I can assure you, if you totally engage with our learning and with the tutors and make sure you come to your classes, you will achieve it, because we have excellent resources. And our pass rate, we can generally tell at the end of term 1 which student's going to pass. And what we're doing, we're not necessarily looking at their results. we're looking at their commitment and their attendance. Attendance has a massive impact, attendance and punctuality. You engage, come to your classes and arrive on time. You will achieve. Remember, we have entry requirements, and we have entry requirements for a reason. And if you meet those entry requirements, you can pass this course. It's down to you. And that's important to remember. You can do it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sat here. Yeah, you can do it.
Oh, sorry about the number.
Oh,
Generally speaking, what percent of students passed your life science program?
In the life
to progress
sciences?
to pharmacy.
Well, the total life sciences I did bring some statistics. I'm not being rude, closing my eyes. I'm seeing my numbers. And the overall pass rate for UFP was 87%. And for life sciences, it was in the 80s. And I just can't remember.
80s,
but it was in the 80s for the pass rate.
Yeah.
Students that engage. Yep.
Yes, my students in
Come in.
It's